So today on the device management side, I would like to share with you and show you the new config editor that we introduced just recently. And before I just explain it based on the slide here, I would rather share my screen and show it you live in the tenant I prepared. So let's start first on the device level. So let's just select an exemplary device. So each device that supports config files has a dedicated tab, as you probably know, showing all the configurations that are supported by the device, like, for example, this configuration of the Mosquito broker of ThinEdge. In order to get more information about that, we can get a snapshot from the device. Fortunately not working right now, but here that, for example, worked, which I just retrieved before the demo. So here you can see the config file that's currently sitting on the device, and you can directly save it to the repository. However, in the past, you had, if you wanted to change the config file, you had to first download it, open it on your local machine, edit it there, and re-upload it into the configuration repository, and from there deploy it back to the device. So quite cumbersome process, which we now want to improve, so that you don't need to do anything locally, but can do basically the entire process within the platform. So what you can do now is basically already here in the context, go to edit in repository, where you now have the new config editor where you can directly change add additional context to the config file. So either you can directly do it from within the context of the device, or you can also just jump to the configuration repository and do the change there and update the configuration. So for example, also rename the config file and do some configuration changes and directly update the configuration. And then you can basically push it back to the device, all within the platform without having to open a local file editor or something like that. And in addition to that, if you have certain types, so basically here it's on auto detect. If you have, for example, a YAML file, TOML file, it auto detects that type and also adds syntax highlighting. So that's it on the configuration editor. I would also like to share with you that the device management team is currently working on a new way to update devices to ensure that devices are on the latest state, have the newest software installed, and so that's the topic we are currently working on. I will definitely share more details on that in the next What's New webinar. If you already have requirements going in that direction, or you're curious to learn more about this, or you would be interested in also joining potentially a private preview, then just let me know and reach out anytime.